Calgary Flames trade rumors are escalating as the summer of constant rumors continues. This time, one writer has proposed a blockbuster deal that sees Rasmus Andersson end up in Anaheim and Mason McTavish in Calgary, which has a lot of Flames fans excited. But could a deal like this really work out? We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And could we have a Blockbuster Inbound? And I know, a lot of people say just make a video once a trade actually happens. What's the point in rumors? And guess what? The rumors are fun. Guess what? It's the summer. That's all there really is to talk about, you know? You got to keep the rumors alive. You got to keep people interested. Obviously, trade rumor videos are what get the most views. That's what the bosses want. They're the ones who make me do these trade rumor videos, but they're fun either way. So let's get into this one because it is a fun one. We have a great article here from Rupert McDonald of the Hockey Writers. We use a lot of his articles here. Thank you once again to Mr. Rupert McDonald. All credit due to him for this one. But he writes, Flames and Ducks could work blockbuster trade surrounding McTavish. And that headline there has Flames fans enticed. But let's get in. The Flames have had a very quiet offseason so far, but that could change at the drop of a hat. It's no hidden secret that GM Craig Conroy has been and is continuing to search for a young NHL-ready centerman who fits into the Flames' retooling timeline. Do I hear a Dylan Cousins again? He's almost too old at this point. Conroy isn't wanting just any center, but one that has the potential to play top line minutes. This has been at the top of his wish list for plenty of time, though finding one is no easy feat. Probably because it's at the top of a lot of teams' wish lists, in my opinion. The Flames did attempt to address this issue at this year's draft by selecting two centermen in the first round, though with picks coming at number 18 and number 32 overall, they are by no means guaranteed to become NHL players, although Reshny has had an amazing summer, and Potter, of course, looked really good as well. But instead, the Flames both need and want a sure thing, a young center who has already had NHL reps that prove what he's capable of in the best league in the world. Very rarely do other teams make these types of players available through trade, but luckily enough for the Flames, it seems as though one who checks all their boxes can be had for the right price. I wonder who that could be. The Ducks are continuing to shop McTavish. That's who we care about, Mr. Mason McTavish. That's the man himself, not Craig McTavish pulling tongues out of Harvey the Hand. We're talking about the man who has that ridiculous highlight from the World Juniors for Team Canada a few years ago. So let's get it. As most hockey fans are well aware, it seems as though Mason McTavish may be wearing a different sweater by the time the 2025-26 season rolls around. The third overall pick from the 2021 draft, viewed not only as a pillar of the Ducks organization, but at one point their potential future captain, is reportedly frustrated with his role to this point in his career. He also still remains without a contract for the upcoming season. Is that a recipe for a little trade? I wonder why there's trade rumors. Still just 22 years old, McTavish has surpassed the 40-point marker in all three of his NHL seasons, including a career-best 22-goal, 52-point output last year. The numbers aren't outstanding just yet, but with McTavish, there's far more to his game than just his stat totals. That part's true. He plays a very complete game, but as we've already kind of seen, he hasn't been given exactly the best role, top minutes, top power play minutes, anything like that. McTavish may not look overly big at 6'1", 219 pounds, but he plays a man's game. He has no issue being physical and will never shy away when it comes to battling for pucks in the corners. He has leadership qualities as proven by the fact that he wore the C for Canada when they won gold at the 2022 World Juniors, a tournament in which he had 8 goals and 17 points in 7 outings. Now, World Junior success almost never translates to actual NHL success. We've seen that, but that's still interesting to take note of. So as far as being a player being available that fits the Flames' needs, there may not be a better player imaginable than McTavish. That's why people are just twirling the rumor mill like crazy when it comes to McTavish and Calgary. He has all the potential in the world to be a top-line center, has great leadership abilities for a team with several young pieces, and fits into their retooling timeline from an age perspective perfectly. The question is, what would the Flames give up? Because it's not going to be cheap. So Andersson would help the Ducks. The Ducks are a team that is very much on the up and up. They have some fantastic young talent and had a drastic improvement in the standings this past season. They aren't all too far away from being a contender, which was a big part of the reason why they were able to land head coach Joel Quenneville earlier this summer. The one area of the Ducks roster that remains flawed is their blue line. They have an excellent young forward group and a good young starting goalie in Dostal, but still need to improve their back end in order to morph into a true contender. That's where Rasmus Andersson comes into play. Could it be 1-for-1? The Flames may need to add on, though. Not just Andersson, the Flames would probably have to pay a little more. So while the premise of this potential blockbuster would involve McTavish and Andersson, the Ducks may require more than just the veteran blue liner in such a deal. After all, McTavish still boasts star potential and holds a ton of value throughout the league. That could require the Flames to potentially part ways with a draft pick or a middle-of-the-road prospect, though that shouldn't hold them back when it comes to pulling the trigger. If this is a trade the Ducks are open to, the Flames need to be all over it. And I think so many people would agree with almost everything written in this entire article. This is a deal the Flames, there's no problem really with trading away Andersson. With all these rumors, it's going to happen anyway. And I think a lot of people would rather see him traded than signed anyway. But to get McTavish back in that and to maybe only have to cough up, it wouldn't be a first round pick. Surely not. Maybe a second or a third round pick. Maybe one or two of our good young prospects, not our excellent, bona fide A1 prospects, but some of those good prospects. I would do it. I honestly would. I would be so down to having McTavish here. I think he could instantly become, 1C, if not 2C for sure. So, with more opportunity, he could really flourish in an organization like the Flames and be a leader amongst some of the younger players for the next generation, which would be just amazing. But I tried to find some proposals for you guys involving these two players in Andersson and McTavish, of course, but it was tough because not many people have done it 1-for-1. So one person here proposes something pretty crazy. So Connor Zary, Rasmus Andersson, and a pick. That is a huge boatload of a deal, or of assets there, for McTavish and Olen Zellweger. Now that's extremely interesting. Personally, I take that trade. Obviously, as long as it's not, a first round pick, I'm taking that trade. That looks, it honestly does look like a win-win. I know it's a lot to give up. I would love to keep Connor Zary around, of course, but to bring in McTavish, that's a big upgrade on Zary. Zellweger, a lot younger than Andersson. I think that's a win for Calgary, but again, you can let me know what you think. I have no idea if this comes from a Flames fan, a Ducks fan, or someone completely unbiased in the situation, but either way, that is a crazy one. The only other trade I could find, I kind of have two tweets of it, but it's actually a 3-team trade, and I don't think it makes too much sense because it actually doesn't involve McTavish going to Calgary, which is kind of the whole point of this, but it does involve both of those players in trades, and it comes from Habs fans. So one person says McTavish would go to Montreal, Gooley would go to Calgary. Is that what we want? Andersson, Montreal's second rounder in 2026, and a Calgary's third rounder in 2026 would go to Anaheim. So I don't know. To me, it almost seems like the Flames are the losers of this trade for sure. You give up Andersson and a third rounder, and all you get back is Gooley. Sure, I know he's younger. I know it's a left-handed D for right-handed D, but I'm not too sure. Here's a better explanation. So, interesting, but Anaheim are looking for right-handed defensemen, not left-handed defensemen. I think this person's confused because Anderson's obviously a righty. They have plenty of left-handed D like the Habs. Calgary wants to trade right-handed defenseman Andersson for a left-handed defenseman. I don't know if that's true. I think we'd more so like to trade him for, a first-round pick or a young center, but left-hand D isn't the worst thing. So how about a team format trade? So Andersson, a Habs second, and a Calgary second to Anaheim. McTavish to Montreal and Gooley to Calgary. So the same thing. But I'm almost certain these are coming from Habs fans' perspectives because it seems like the Habs are kind of the winners in these situations no matter what. If not, Anaheim getting Raz and 2 seconds and all they're giving up is McTavish. That also seems like a win. And again, I have nothing against Gooley. He seems like a great player, but it just seems like we're the losers in this situation. But please feel free to give me some more trade proposals down below. They're always so fun to take a look at down in the comments. And who knows, it could be a comment of the day. Speaking of which, let's get into the one for today, as we love to do here to wrap things up on the channel. And guess what it is? It's a trade proposal, and it comes from 38 Grimmers. They say, this one's nuts. This one's actually bonkers. They say, trade the Flames would get Celebrini. Okay, I'm in, no matter what the price is, to be honest. The Sharks get Kadri, a first-round pick, and a sixth-round pick. Sure, that's a lot for the Flames to give up. I do that in literally 1 second. I think the Sharks would be, is it Mike Greer is their GM? I think he gets fired on the spot if he makes that trade, but I would love it if something like that could ever happen. But the Flames, we're almost destined to never get one of those first overall center, generational kind of guys in terms of the draft at least. But if we could pick one up via trade, that would be pretty cool. And Celebrini sure seems like the real deal. So I do not hate this one at all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.